So one thing that I do to kind of have just a better start to the day overall is to not wake up to a normal alarm clock. Like you can see this little thing right here. This is my alarm clock, and instead of just doing this normal like brr, brr sound that fucking almost like fucking causes a panic attack or some shit, right? It gradually increases its light, like fucking 30 minutes before I set the alarm. And some light will start to come, and then some more, and then some more, and then some more. And then after the 30 minutes, there's quite a lot of light. And then also a kind of slow, peaceful music comes on and wakes me up. And I feel much more refreshed, and I just have a much better start to the day. So you'll notice that I don't do anything else apart from making my bed in between I wake up and when I work, like do my most mentally demanding, like crucial, like needle moving task, right? Which is writing the ebook that I'm on right now, right? So this kind of tactic is called eat the frog. If I were to make you to eat a live frog at your dinner table, like you had your frog and your normal like meal, when would you eat the frog? And before or after eating the normal meal? Like if you were to eat the frog after you've eaten your normal meal, then you're just gonna feel shitty throughout the entire time, right? As opposed to if you do it beforehand, and then you can just kind of not really relax, right? But you can just not really think about it. So that's what I try to do. I just wake up and do the hardest task possible and get it done to the greatest extent possible. So I actually brush my teeth with a fluoride-free toothpaste. There's a chemical called fluoride in normal toothpaste that is very good for oral health, like it is for your teeth and stuff like that. But it's not really good for the rest of your body. Like fluoride, it was illegal in most of Europe until like the 1950s or some shit. Like it was literally illegal to sell that shit because it's poisonous, right? It's good for oral health, but for everything else, when it comes to the human like health and stuff like that, I'm not gonna go into the specifics here. Like, but it's just not good. So fluoride-free toothpaste is what I roll with. Right now I'm eating a lot like a ketogenic diet. Like you probably heard about keto online. It's when you eat low carbs but high fat and protein, right? And I do that because I just find that when I eat a bunch of carbs like pasta, rice, bread, all the normal people food, the cookies, my brain it just doesn't work the same as when I'm kind of fasted from carbs, right? Like eggs and steak and cheese and honey, those things are basically all I eat. Like I just feel so much more energized. Like even the carbs is supposed to be energizing, right? Because you kind of get energy from carbs, right? We've heard this, but like for me, it just feels like a fucking lump in my belly, and it's basically impossible for me to work and I'll be eating a big bowl of pasta or rice or some shit. That's why fasting is so powerful, because you're just waking up and not eating. It's not really about fasting, in my opinion at least, or my experience, but about fasting from carbs. Like if I eat a kilo of steak and then try to work, I'm gonna be able to do that shit perfectly fine. But if I eat a kilo of pasta that is basically just fucking flour, it's gonna fuck me up. So I'm rolling with keto right now. One thing I do with my bicep curls to just upgrade my form, at least it feels like it, is to not just have my elbows, like if we can do this, just not have my elbows like this beside my hips, but like this locked inside. And then I can basically just focus all energy on this motion instead of having to like actively fix my elbows in this position. I can just fucking lean them against my torso, and then it just becomes much easier to curl, in my opinion, and your form is just better. So that's a little tip. And then after the gym, I actually ate some dinner, but I didn't record up it because I was kind of like eating with my family in a sense, right? So But I was eating some drumsticks, some chicken drumsticks, and a little bit of rice, not too much rice, because like carbs, for me at least, I try to limit my intake of carbs as much as possible in the evening, because I'm 16, right, and I'm still trying to grow in the height, and growth hormone is required for that, and the production of growth hormone and the release of growth hormone is within the first like 2 hours of when you sleep, right? But it is repressed or suppressed by high insulin, which is caused by carbs. So I'm trying to be very, very limited with how much carbs I eat before I'm going to bed, because it's kind of late, right? It's only about, it's like 2 hours before I'm asleep, right, essentially. So I read for typically like at least 15 minutes before I'm going to bed, because it just makes everything a lot easier when I'm trying to fall asleep, because my eyes kind of become tired, and it's just way easier for me to drift into sleep when I've read beforehand. And if you're wondering what book I'm reading, I'm basically reading a book series from when I've read the book series since 5th grade, and it's called Warriors by Aaron Hunter. So they're absolute bangers, right? Like absolute, it's fascinating. So I definitely give them a shot. Yeah, so I'll basically be able to get 9+ hours of sleep every single night, which I'm very happy with.